friends, Shay here. So today I'm here to talk to you about my quarterly stats. So in this one, I'm going to talk about my reading. We're going to do some highs, some lows, some things like favorite videos that I did in the last quarter. This type of video is always evolving for me. So let me know if you like the changes or if you don't like the changes. And I'm really excited to just chat about some great things with you. So let's talk about how many books I read in the third quarter, and that is 54 books, which is quite a bit. Most of that was during Amazing Readathon, and then a good chunk was the rest was basically split between July and September, obviously. But August, I read like 22 or 23 novels alone for the Amazing Readathon, which was a really fun experience this quarter. I had a good time. Again, I have like 4 dedicated vlogs to the Amazing Readathon from August. So if you're interested in how all of that went, you can check those out. So let's talk rereads. In this quarter, there were 2. Not too many rereads this previous quarter, and I don't know how many will be in the upcoming quarter because of things coming up, and we'll talk about that a little bit. So format-wise, I read 13 physical books, 18 ebooks, and 23 audiobooks. So it was very audio-heavy. Lately, I have found myself drifting more towards audio. I have some things at home that I like to do with my hands. So having an audiobook going while I'm doing those things tends to be really helpful for like my mental health and things like that. So I have noticed I've been drifting that way a little bit. So my average star rating was 4.07. So the things that I was reading were fantastic. I did include my DNFs in this number as well. So that is as accurate as I can make that number. 11 of those titles were checked out from Kindle Unlimited. So that was also very good. I'm usually not very good about KU checkouts. So let's kind of talk genres for my book reading. So contemporary romance was my biggest one by a long shot, and there were 25 of them. This is not a typical number for me. You know, in past years, I would say that's pretty on track for me, but I haven't been drifting towards my fantasy or paranormals quite as much. But that will definitely be changing in the last quarter of the year. Historical fiction, I read 3. Not as many as I usually do, but I enjoyed the ones I did. 1 cozy fantasy, 5 fantasy romance, 8 paranormal romance, 8 fantasy, 4 light novels, and 1 literary fiction. So that's a pretty good round for me. I'm definitely excited about the reads upcoming, but overall as a quarter, it was a solid quarter, and I'm really pleased with the things that I got read. Some of my favorites from this quarter. So first things first, we have to talk about the Daughter of No World series. I've read the first 2 installments in this series. I plan on starting the 3rd one very soon as I can check in with Brianna and make sure we're good to go. But this series follows a woman named Tisana who was a slave for many years, and finally she's able to buy her freedom, but her master doesn't want to let her go, and it was kind of a now you have to die kind of situation, and so her magic manifests and saves her. And so from there she escapes to a neighboring kingdom where she thinks she'll be safe, and from there we learn more about the political maneuverings within this world. And we meet Max, who ends up being her magic teacher, but also the amazing love interest to her. He is the perfect grumpy teacher to her optimistic sunshine self, even though she's not afraid of the dark things that she's faced. And it was amazing. I really, really loved it. I would definitely recommend the series. You'll see more of that in my haul clip that I'll have. But yes, very, very excited about that. Another one that I absolutely loved. I don't have a physical copy of this one yet, but this is Bound by Thorns or Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. So this is a Beauty and the Beast inspired Why Choose fantasy romance in which we have this woman named Rosie or Rosalina who basically was trapped in this domestic abuse style relationship with a guy. It kept going in circles. And he's decided he's coming back to town to be with her. And she's like, no, I don't want this. But she doesn't have the power in herself to voice it. And so she doesn't, but runs away and ends up escaping into the realm of the Fae. And she meets the 4 season princes. So 1 for spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And it's her, it starts out very, her father's there. She ends up swapping places with him. Very Beauty and the Beast. And there are definite nods to Beauty and the Beast, which I absolutely love and adore. But I really love where this story's headed. I've now read the second book in the series, and oh my gosh. It is the perfect amount of slow burn and high stakes for me. So it's this beautiful blend. Izzy and I have been buddy reading them, and we both are like obsessed. And we're both a little sad we have to wait till December for the last book. So we'll probably be talking about, or not the last book, but the next book. So we'll probably be talking about the next book in the next quarter as well. Another book that I had a fantastic time with is the one and only Fourth Wing. Say what you want about Fourth Wing. It is not the best written book ever, but man, it is an entertaining and good time. And I picked it up right at a good time for me, where I needed something that, you know, had some high stakes, but also didn't require a lot of brain power. I was in the middle of the Amazing Readathon, and this was definitely one of the standout reads from the Amazing Readathon. The other one would be Dark Memory by Christine Feehan. I tend to really love Feehan, so no one is surprised that she is on that kind of a list for me. I really enjoy what she brings to the table. Another one here that I have is Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert. I absolutely adored the way this book worked. It worked really well for me. I do wish we had another chapter or two at the end, because I feel like it cut off almost too abruptly. But I talk about this more in depth on an episode of the Chapter 3 podcast, so I'll leave that linked for you guys to check out. Another, I would say, surprise more than favorite this quarter was the Lux Brumalis series for me. This is a Why Choose Hockey romance that I ended up really enjoying. It has 3 installments. So we have Penalty Box, Deadlift, and Breakaway. I love all 3 of our heroes. I love our heroine. I love her sibling. She has a non-binary sibling, and it's amazing. I really love how all of that worked out. That was part of my Stuff Your Kindle vlog. I'll leave that linked for you. I read more in the Love Light Farm series, so I read In the Weeds and Mixed Signals in this quarter, and I really enjoyed both. I enjoyed both of them better than I liked the first book. Not that the first book was bad, but I enjoyed these 2 more. And in the Weeds, if Beckett, I think his name's Beckett, or is it Bennett? Yeah, it's Beckett. Okay, I was right. If he is not modeled after Roy Kent from Ted Lasso, I would die on that hill. He is so Roy coded, it's not even funny. But yes, so those are some of my favorites. I did have a few DNFs. Before She Was Mine by Amelia Wilde, How to Rope a Cowboy by Anya Summers, and Her Wild Coast Outlaw by Dakota Davies. I do talk about those in that Stuff Your Kindle vlog, so you can go ahead and check that out. And another surprise, I would say, was Lumbersnack by May Harden. So this was one that I picked up for the new round of Stuff Your Kindle. You'll get more on that later. But anyways, it's a little bit weird and a little bit bonkers style, like Christmas romance. And it's not like fully Christmas, but there are references to his candy cane and his North Pole and things like that. So I had some fun, and there were some really bonkers lines in that one. But overall, it was really sweet and really cute. So those are some of my favorites. Let's talk favorite videos in the last quarter. So obviously, I always love my best books of 2023 video. Another take on that I did this year was a tier ranking video for all the manga series that I started, and I had a really good time with that. The other favorite videos that I did were actually all within the last few weeks. I'm really proud of my Second and Charles video. That turned out way better than I expected it to. Though I'm disappointed about the trade rates at Second and Charles, I was happy to give you guys the information that I got in that video. And just the way it all edited together just came together really nicely for me, and I really enjoyed it. The next one that I'm really proud of, honestly, was my Spend the Day With Me vlog that I did. I had some YouTube related stuff to do, so I kind of took you guys along with me for the day. It was a lot of fun. And you guys were interested in more in-depth things for that, so the next time I do it, I will definitely add more details. But that one was a really fun experiment and something risky for me to try because I wasn't sure how you guys would like it. So, and then the other one that I'm really proud of was the Reading Manga Like It Was My Job video. I read manga for 8 hours. I took an hour break in the middle, but basically I just sat and read manga for an entire day, and I read a ton, and it ended up working out really well for me. I think I'll do this occasionally. I might escalate it and do a 24-hour vlog. I don't know, because your girl's got to sleep. So I might do a 24 and 48. I could probably do that. But yeah, anyways, I really had a good quarter, I think. I really enjoyed the content that I was putting out. I really enjoyed my reads, and it was just a good time. And the Amazing Readathon was a ride and an experience, as I've said multiple times on this channel now. But that's kind of all I've got to say for now. I'm going to send you over to a clip where I haul a few things that were not in my haul video that came out this quarter. So I have a few books that I've picked up since then that I want to show you. So let's head over to that clip. Okay, so I've picked up a few things since we last chatted. So we're going to do that real quick. So first things first, I've picked up all of the editions of Daughters of No World before it ends up getting picked up traditionally, because I'd be surprised if it doesn't, because I think things like this are going to go away when we get a new one. So I'm very excited to have these. I loved this one so much. And I have also read this one, which was fantastic. And that's the cover on that one, which is also very pretty. And then the last one is Mother of Death and Dawn. I have not read this one yet, but Brianna and I have intentions to do so soon, and that is the underneath cover. So traditionally speaking, they probably won't keep things like that, so I wanted to make sure that I got copies before that went away. So I did stop by my local used called Hideaway recently, and I picked up 2 books. So I've picked up Recovery Road by Christine Feehan. I wasn't sure if I was going to pick this up initially, but I was able to get it so cheap at my local used with my credit and everything that it was kind of a no-brainer for me. And then I also finally picked up a copy of The Lady and the Highwayman. I keep hearing good things about this particular one, so I wanted to test it out and see for myself. I picked up a couple of books in translation. So first up, I picked up Miss Ice Sandwich by Miyako Kawakami. I do have, I believe it's Heaven by her on my TBR already, but this one's a nice little shorty, and I want to support my bookstore bringing in works in translation, so the best thing I can do is purchase it for that to continue to happen. So happy with that one. And then I also picked up Strange Weather in Tokyo by Hiromi Kawakami. I've not read any Hiromi Kawakami yet, but I keep hearing wonderful things about this particular one, so I'm very excited to see how I feel about it. And then lastly, I have 2 of the Chinese light novels that I haven't put in a haul yet, and that is Heaven Official's Blessing Volume 7, and helps if I can put it on correctly, Husky and His White Cat Shih Tzu in Volume 3. I have read this one and thoroughly enjoyed it, very much looking forward to the final volume, and have not read this one yet, but starting it today. I was supposed to start it yesterday, but I didn't. So I'm going to dive in to this today, and I'm very excited. Buddy read these with Lindsay over at Lindsay Tutt. Love her to pieces. So that is the quick little haul clip that I have for this update. I think I'm going to start including these either in my resets or in like a monthly highs and lows kind of a wrap-up situation. So if you have an opinion on how you want to see that, let me know down below. Anyways, over to outro Shay. All right, friends, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you're here just because you love me, leave me, let's do a red heart emoji just because I'm basic like that. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
It's been raining for days now, been running like a child. Can't feel the cold, well I'm lost here with you, lost in the woods. Lost as I should.